We've made 16 years. Yeah.
All right. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. With the name of Allah, the merciful benefactor, the merciful redeemer. I'm going to start off with Al-Fatiha. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Malik yawm ad-din. Iyaka na'budu wa iyaka nasta'in. Ihdina sirata mustaqim. Sirata alladhina an'amta alayhim. Ghayril maghdubi alayhim waladdallin. Ameen. And with that, we want to kick off the Black History Month program. I appreciate everybody coming out. We'll get started with our MC, Dawud Nason.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
All right, welcome everybody to today's Black History event here at Masjid William Salaam. Glad to have everybody out here. So without further ado, so we know what we're talking about, while we're here, we're going to have Ms. Arlene Campbell come up. She's going to give the history of Black History Month, which is, I'll let her explain it all, but the reason for the season and why we're here. So if we have her come up. And also, she's also a new Muslim, and I guess that makes her officially the Queen Mother of Masjid William Salaam by de facto, since Brother Ismail is our Imam. So if you can come on up and go ahead and do your presentation, we appreciate it.
Assalamu alaikum. Good morning, and good morning to our honored guests. Welcome to Masjid William Salaam's 2024 Black History Month celebration. As he said, my name is Arlene Campbell. I'll be sharing with you today the origin of Black History Month, its purpose, and why it is celebrated during the shortest month of the year, February. Black History Month is one of the oldest organized history celebrations in America. It all began with Dr. Carter G. Woodson, known as the father of Black history. He was born in 1875 to two former enslaved parents. He worked his way out of the Kentucky coal mines and into Harvard University. He was the second African American, the first being W.E.B. Du Bois, to earn a PhD from Harvard University. He went on to become one of the biggest Black figures in Black history as a journalist, an author, and a historian. He dedicated his entire life to bringing awareness to African American history. No one has played a greater role in helping all Americans know the Black past than Dr. Woodson. He formed the Association for the Study of Negro Life and History, now known as the Association for the Study of African American Life History, in September 1915. Its purpose was dedicated to researching and promoting achievements by Black Americans and other people of African descent. On February 7, 1926, he launched the first celebration of Negro History Week, choosing the second week of February to coincide with the birthdays of two great men. President Abraham Lincoln, born February 12th, acknowledged for the Emancipation Proclamation, and Frederick Douglass, born February 14th, a famed abolitionist who escaped slavery. It disturbed Dr. Woodson to find that Black youth did not learn about their true history in elementary and secondary schools. He spent decades leading up to his death in 1950, working to meet the growing popularity of the celebration he created. Dr. Woodson believed that history was made by people, and not simply and primarily by great men. Though he was fond of both men, Woodson had never been fond of the celebration being held in their honor. He envisioned the study and the celebration of the Negro race, not simply as producers of great men. Although Lincoln fought hard for the rights of Blacks, he did not free the slaves. The Union Army, formed of 180,000 free black soldiers and sailors and escaped slaves, did that. Rather than focus on two great men, he believed the focus should be on the countless black men and women who contributed to the advancement of human civilization. From the beginning, Woodson was overwhelmed by the response of his call. Negro History Week appeared across the country, in schools and before the public. The 1920s was the decade of the new Negro, a name given to the post-war one generation because of its rising racial pride and consciousness. Urbanization and industrialization had brought over 1 million African Americans from the rural South into big cities of the nation. The expanding middle class became participants in and consumers of black literature and culture. Black clubs sprang up. Teachers demanded materials to instruct their students, and progressive whites stepped up and endorsed their efforts. Dr. Woodson and the association scrambled to meet the demand. They set a theme for the annual celebration, provided study materials, pictures, lessons for teachers, plays for historical performances, and posters of important dates and people. Provision with a steady flow of knowledge, high schools in the progressive communities formed Negro history clubs to serve the desire of history buffs to participate in the re-education of black folks and the nation. The Association for the Study of Negro Life and History formed branches that stretched from coast to coast. As the population grew, mayors issued Negro History Week proclamation, and in the city of Syracuse, progressive whites joined Negro History Week with National Brotherhood Week. It was not until 1976 that Dr. Woodson's organization was able to use its influence to establish the shifts from a week to a month, and from Negro history to black history. Since President Gerald Ford signed that first proclamation in 1976, every American president has designated February as Black History Month and endorsed the theme set forth by the Association for the Study of African American History. This year's theme is African Americans and the Arts. Other countries like Germany and Canada also celebrate Black History Month, along with the United States in February. The United Kingdom, Ireland, and the Netherlands host their own Black History Month celebrations during the month of October, when national leaders and African chiefs gather to settle their differences. Brazil celebrates Black Consciousness Day on November 20th. Black history is not a token, but a special tribute, a time of acknowledgement, of reflection and inspiration that comes to life in real and ongoing activities throughout the year. I would like to end with one of my favorite short quotes by Dr. Woodson, as I am sure he was thinking about his race, his people, as he wrote these words. If a race has no history, if it has no worthwhile tradition, it becomes a negligible factor in the thought of the world, and it stands in danger of being exterminated. This was Dr. Woodson's goal, to ensure his race had a history and would never be exterminated. I thank Allah for Dr. Carter G. Woodson, for his strong desire and unrelenting determination to ensure that every American knew the history of Black people, their race, their struggles, the sacrifices, and their many great achievements they made to make this country what it is today. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
So now I understand where the brother gets his fine speaking skills from. The apple did not fall far from the tree. So as part of this program today, we want to break it up a little bit and have a little fun. So we're going to have a thing called Who Am I? We're going to have people come up, they're going to read a quote or I guess it's mainly just quotes, and what we want you guys to do is after you hear the quote, please raise your hand, and the person that does the quote will call on you and see if you know who the person is that they're talking about in history through the quote. So the first person we're going to have come up is Sister Lucinda Bashar, and she's going to read her quote, and then go ahead, you pick whoever, or I don't know. We don't want people yelling it out, right? So just raise your hand, and the sister can pick you and see if you know who she's talking about. So, Sister Lucinda, come on up.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
You didn't see me on television. You didn't see news stories about me. The kind of role that I tried to play was to pick up pieces or put together pieces out of which I hope organizations might come. My theory is strong people don't need strong leaders. I have always thought that what is needed is a development of people who are interested not in being leaders as much as in developing leadership in others. Who am I?
I'm stumped.
All right. Who am I? Who?
I think you stumped the crowd, sister.
I'll be glad to tell you. Her name was Ella Baker. Not only was she Ella Baker, Ella Josephine Baker, she is also a distant relative of mine. Ella Baker was with Martin Luther King. She was born in the 1800s. But she went on to go to school. She was born right here in Norfolk, Virginia, in Tanner's Creek. It was not the Tanner's Creek that you see today, but she was born in Tanner's Creek. They had a riot. Her father took her to North Carolina. She was raised in Hertford, North Carolina. We have a memorial for her and a school and different things for her that's going on in North Carolina right now. My great-grandfather, his name was Ben Underdew, married her great aunt. That's how we got into the relationship. When I found out, I was excited. And that was definitely the person that I wanted to speak about today. And not only did I want to speak about her, but to know that I have someone, I have a granddaughter that I sent the picture of Ella Baker to her because they both was holding the mic the same way. My granddaughter's an activist in Jacksonville, Florida.
Wow.
All right, that's a good start to that part of the program, isn't it? Yes. So, okay. So this community here grows out of, a past community with the Nation of Islam, and a lot of focus has always been on business, on taking care of the community itself, to not look outside the community. And so we do have people within this community who reflect that, who are actions of that. And in the house with us right now, we have with us a brother named Kareem Hamed, who runs his own business. He's an entrepreneur, and he is an example of what that is supposed to be. So he is going to come up here and enlighten us to how you become successful in business. I believe that's how it's said here. So, Brother Kareem, come on up and share your wisdom with us, please. Assalamu alaikum.